Hey, hey, hey. Happy day 483 of documenting the journey as I transition and duplicate my offline brick and mortar corporate success to the online world of business. It's been and continues to be an interesting journey. I guess it's been very different than I anticipated, which is interesting because I've been in lots of different businesses and lots of different industries. And there's, of course, many, many similarities, but there are key differences in terms of what you need to do to succeed in the online world versus the offline world. And one of those, and it applies equally to the offline world and the online world. The online world is different in the way we make offers. Now, I don't make very many offers. I make very few offers. And yesterday I was actually putting together an offer for one of my favorite tools, a tool called Funnel Scripts. It's a copywriting script program it's incredible. I mean, it's kind of my secret weapon. So I was nervous about offering it to everybody, but most people won't buy it or use it anyway, because it's like anything else. Most people won't buy it or use it. But I've been using it for 3 years now, and it's kind of my secret weapon and my shortcut to doing a lot of things in my business. Anything that requires words or copy, it's called, I use a tool called Funnel Scripts. And you fill out a script, you answer some questions, and it gives you a rough draft of something you're trying to create. Anything from a webinar to, if you know what a webinar is, of course, you've been listening to me, you probably know what a webinar is, to a webinar, to headlines, social media posts, topics and ideas, podcasting. There's like 6 bigger products that you can use to create all kinds of things. One is the webinar one, the perfect webinar one. One is for podcasting. It actually creates everything you need to do your podcast, including the emails and the messaging and the follow-up sequence. I mean, this is like a freaking incredible tool. I have a friend that does 7 figures just in using this tool to create webinars for people. And then giving them the slides and things. And yeah, actually it's a multi-million-dollar business now by just taking one aspect of this tool and using it with their clients, and they make 7 figures plus it's just an added stream of income for their business. So I put together an offer yesterday to go along with this, because what they've done, it's usually $497 a year, but they've decided that they're going to offer it as an unlimited access one-time payment of $797. So it's an incredible value, and I wanted to make sure that I shared it with people because it is so powerful. So what I show people how to do is I show them how to get that entire investment of $797 and much, much more back in less than 30 days. And then I threw in a bunch of other things too. I threw in my Supersize Your Business 30-day challenge. I put in 20 different trainings that I do. And I'm finding with my offers, I tend to put in way too much. And I think that scares people away because they're like, okay, this is overwhelming. It's too much. I couldn't possibly do it. And why the heck are you giving away over $14,000 of value with a $797 product, which is already so incredibly powerful? I think that, and I didn't catch the whole webinar, but I think that Russell Brunson and Jim Edwards did a webinar, and they had like over $127,000 some dollars worth of value placed on that product. And I am here to say it's definitely worth over $100,000. It saved me over $125,000 in my business alone last year by not having to go out and hire copywriters. Copywriting is really expensive. Copywriting is probably the #1 skill that you need to have to be successful in a business. Well, why is that? Because it's the words that communicate to the people that you're trying to reach, the people that you're trying to serve and help. And those words, the ability to communicate with people in a way that reaches them and that they understand and that brings them to you, is an incredibly high value skill. So just like being able to speak, again, speaking deals with words, right? And anything that we do that allows us to communicate better with people, those are high value skills. And we always want to be developing our high value skills, such as, speaking, closing sales, communicating. Notice they all have something to do with words and communicating. And I think that's part of why this tool has been so amazing for me, and I want to share it with other people. So I made an offer for that. And it got me to thinking about offers. I don't make offers nearly enough. I need to make more offers to people so they know how I can serve them, how I can help them. So maybe I'll start making offers. I did that 30-day hook story offer thing, but I didn't really make any offers in it. I just was practicing mostly my hooks and my stories. And now I think maybe I'll create for myself. I did it about a year ago with really soft offers, but maybe it's time, maybe in June, although I've got the 90-day challenge going May, June, and July, but maybe it's almost June anyway. So maybe I'll challenge myself every day in June to make an offer. Summer tends to be really slow for people like me that do consulting and coaching. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll just do a soft offer every day in June. Not 100% committing because the 90-day challenge takes precedence and I am moving. So I don't want to set myself up for not being able to keep my word to myself. I'm big on that, keeping my word to myself. So offers. Do you have questions about making offers? I am actually really, really good at putting together offer packages. Maybe too good. Maybe they are too much. And I think I tend to give like way too much anyway. If you look at my Supersize Your Business group and challenge page, and I've got a group set up for Supersize Your Business for female entrepreneurs because I can use what's called social units and social learning units. And social learning is the format and the structure for the Facebook group. And then units are a way to organize the information that you put in there. So I've got several challenges built into that, and into the units I share the entire framework of how you build and grow and supersize and scale a business. And it's laid out there for anybody for free that wants to go in and go through the units. And it's laid out in order. Here's what you do in order to grow and scale and supersize your business. And that's just, free. I like to give away and share information versus charging for it. I like to save what I charge for as my higher level things, because if you do a little due diligence and if you're willing to do a little work and put in a little effort, you can actually find everything you need to learn by putting forth the effort. Read some books, do some research online, read articles, listen to videos, listen to podcasts or watch videos, listen to podcasts. Everything you need, it's already out there. It's already out in the universe. It's actually already inside you. You just don't know it for the most part, but it's out there. You just have to take the initiative to go out and find it. And all you have to do is ask the questions. I did a little rant, I think it was a couple of days ago now, about the 5 steps to getting anything you want. You guys, life, we make it so complicated and so hard. And I am like the queen of that, which is why I can say we. I take simple things sometimes and make them so complicated and so convoluted, and it just doesn't have to be that way. There's only 5 steps to getting anything that we want. You got to want it. You got to know what you want. You got to believe that it's possible for you. You have to ask for it. You have to ask the question, how am I going to make this happen? Or how can I go about this? And then listen for the answer, because the answers always come up. Anything we ask ourselves, we always get an answer for. We always get an inkling or an idea of what we need to do. We need to act on what comes up for us. And maybe it's make a phone call, read a book, do a Google search, ask a question on Quora or one of the other question and answer sites. But I'm going to say one of my pet peeves is don't ask a question on Quora if you can Google it. If you can Google it, take the extra step, the initiative to look up the answer yourself. I'm one of the people, I answer a lot of questions on Quora. They had me in one of their test programs. And I got to tell you, the older I get, the harder it is to answer questions for people when I feel like people should know to just try to find an answer themselves instead of just asking the question and hoping everybody will do your legwork for you and find the answer for you and then tell you what to do. Be a lion, not a lamb. Don't expect the world to do everything for you. But I guess I'm being a Pollyanna and expecting that everybody wants to make their life better and control their life. But I don't think that that's true. I think that I could be wrong about that, and that really the majority of the population doesn't want to, I'm going to say it, think for themselves, make decisions and choices for themselves. I'd love to have an actual intelligent conversation about that And is that just my belief or my observation? I always believe that everybody knows everything already, and that it's just a matter of what they want. And do they want more? Do they want to grow and develop as a person? Do they want to be a better human being? Because it's not hard. You just decide, and then you start moving toward it. You don't have to make massive moves. Massive action gets you there faster. But if you just do one thing a day, one thing that moves you in the direction of what you want, you will get there. You will get there, because as you get momentum, as you do one thing every day and you find successes and things are working out for you, you will do more and more and more of it, because you figure out what works. And when you figure out what works for you, before you know it, what you want comes true. So, offers. What are you offering? How are you serving other people? Life is an exchange of value. What we put out into the world and in the universe is what we get back. So if you put a minimal amount of effort and of yourself out into the world, you're going to get the same amount of energy back. But if you put a ton of effort, a ton of love, a ton of light, a ton of you out into the world, you'll get a whole lot back. So I guess I'm done rambling and ranting for today. I've got my 90-day live, influencer live video challenge to do, and I'm doing internal struggles today. God knows we all have a lot of those. But it's hard to share them. So I'm going to go make a video about sharing my internal struggles, and I'm going to share one of my internal struggles. And believe it or not, it is not about showing up on video with curlers in your hair anymore. I actually have curlers in my hair. If you're listening on the podcast, you can't see that, but I have curlers in my hair. It's a very grandma thing, right? To show up with curlers in your hair. But it's also, I wanted to do a little piece today talking about the differences between men and women. You know, for a man to hop on video, he can pretty much just hop on video in a t-shirt or whatever. But for a woman to do it, you need to get cleaned up, prepared, you know, put on some makeup and look sort of decent. Once in a while, we'll do videos with, you know, just however we are, we'll grab the camera and go, or grab the phone and go. But for the most part, it's not socially acceptable for a woman to just show up as she is on video. It's not really socially acceptable for a woman to show up in public just as she is, like she rolled out of bed or right out of the shower or something. You know, some of us are brave enough to do that. I wasn't always brave enough to do that, I'll admit. In my 20s and 30s, and probably even in my 40s, I would not have been caught dead leaving the house without makeup and my hair done and my hair fixed, at least a ponytail. I just wouldn't. And now I show up on video in curlers. So I do my makeup, but I wanted to do a little piece about the difference between men and women. And men, if you look at the comments and the feedback that men get on their videos, it is almost never, I don't know that it's ever been about their appearance or how they look or how they speak or how they, you know, the thing, you know, what it is that they, the superficial things. I don't think men are judged as much on the superficial surface things as women are. And it might not be right. It might not be fair, because life isn't fair, gang. But it is what it is. So that is actually part of why I started to get cleaned up and put makeup on in my videos. It's you know, a challenge enough to show up in your bathroom and be yourself, but to be yourself without any makeup, without your hair fixed. And my hair's in curlers on purpose because I've got important things I need to do today. So I need to look decent. And if I don't keep the hot rollers in a certain amount of time, especially in this humid weather, my hair goes stick witch straight immediately. Maybe I'll do a stick witch straight hair video in the next couple of days, because you'll see what I'm talking about. And I'm so envious. My granddaughter has got the most beautiful, naturally curly, blonde, Shirley Temple type hair that it's amazing. I used to have to do permanents to get that hair. The things we women go through to look decent. Men have no idea. Anyway, I digress. Go out, make it a fantastic day. I will, of course, join you tomorrow with a little bit more about what I'm doing on my online journey. What's working, what's not working. I'll let you know how the offer works out. It's only going to be through the weekend. When I do make an offer, when I make an irresistible, amazing, stupendously valuable offer like this, I only keep it up for usually a handful of days. So this will go through the holiday weekend, and then I'll take it down, because it's going to be a time-consuming thing, because the part that the biggest thing that I'm offering from a time standpoint is weekly Q&A calls, which those I can do blindfolded. And or not weekly, monthly. Actually, I was going to do weekly, and I'm like, I'm not doing one a week. It's too much time to commit. I'm doing monthly. Once a month, I'll do a Q&A call. So any questions people have, they can ask. But the other thing is I am doing a private strategy session with everybody that gets this cool tool through my link. And those end up being time consuming. And that, my time is now my most precious resource. So I only offer offers that involve my personal time for a very short period of time, because I don't want to commit all of my time, for the next, all the time for the next month or so, because I made an offer. I want to make sure I do an incredible job for the people that take advantage of the offer, but I also don't want to have it be open for an extended period of time, because that devalues my time, and I don't ever want to do that. Did that for enough decades, not going to do it anymore. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.